What's up? It's your boy Austin Rutherford back here again where we talk business, finance, and real estate. Today, we're showing you literally step by step exactly how to get into the real estate game this week. You can do it that quickly. You can take action today and you can get a deal in the next week or two. This strategy has literally made me millions of dollars from this one strategy. And like I said, I'm giving it down to the detail. Very simple, super easy to implement. Just so you know, people pay thousands and sometimes tens of thousands of dollars for the knowledge that I'm gonna give you here right now. So for doing that, before we get started, if you could go to the bottom and drop an emoji or say, I'm ready, or give me something. And while you're there, hit the like button because the YouTube algorithm loves that. And I want this to go viral because I'm trying to get this out to everybody so they know exactly how to get into the game. So comment down there, hit the like button, hit the subscribe button, and let's get back to it. So like I said, first things first, you got to get out into the car and drive for dollars. We call it DFD, driving for dollars. You're literally driving around neighborhoods looking for potential opportunities that you can make money on. So when you drive around these neighborhoods, you're looking for things that, you know, overgrown landscaping, the roof has holes in it, or there's a tarp on the roof, the windows are old, in the winter the snow is not shoveled, there's nothing in the snow, meaning that the house might be vacant, the grass is overgrown, there's a broken out window, anything that looks like that the house needs work or that they might be hurting for money, because if things aren't fixed, they probably can't afford to fix it. That's usually why people don't fix things. So you're just looking for literally anything that looks like a potential opportunity for a house that you can invest in, or wholesale, or flip, or whatever it is. So we're literally going to drive a street. I'm going to point some things out to you. And when you see a house, you're going to write down the address on a piece of paper. So we're on Buellin Avenue. So as we drive, you're going to write down like 123 Buellin, 179 Buellin, whatever it is. You're literally going to write them down on a piece of paper. And a couple hacks. If you're looking at a house and there's no street address, look at the house to the right or the left and say to the left of 123 East Main Street or whatever it is, because you can look that up later, which we're going to get into step number 2. But you got to write down the addresses. All you got to do is write down the address of potential houses. So we're going to get driving here and I'm going to point out some things to you. So right here, first things first, there's a house that has crazy overgrown landscaping. And if you look at the concrete driveway, there's like holes in the concrete driveway and everything. So that to me is a house that looks like it needs work. So what am I going to do? I'm going to look to the house directly to the right of it. And if you see 997, so when we drive by this house, we're probably not going to be able to see the address. So I'm going to write to the left of 997 Buellin Avenue. So that's one example. Overgrown landscaping, holes in the concrete. Look at this retaining wall. Like there's obviously work that needs done. So that, again, you're looking for things like that say to us that a house needs work. So if you look over here to the left, this tan house with the green roof, that house looks beautiful. I'm not going to call them because it looks like a really nice house. So we're just driving up and down. I'm going to point out a couple more things to you guys. Looking over here to the left, again, landscaping. Looks like it's overgrown landscaping. It looks like the roof's really old. The porch is like kind of falling apart. So that I'm gonna write down. You see the address right there, it's 1028. Guess what? I'm writing down 1028 Buellin Avenue. We got another house on the corner. It's a little overgrown landscaping. The windows look really old. I don't know if you can zoom in on the top left window, but there's like chipped paint on the window and stuff. So again, to me, that just says like, hey, this is an old house. This could be a good opportunity. So I'm writing down that address, right? That house right there. It just looks vacant. Looks like the roof's old. It's got a truck in the driveway. Doesn't matter. House looks like it needs work. 1054. Guess what? I'm writing their address down. Any opportunity that looks like you can make money, write the address down. So a lot of times people ask like, well, what do I write down? How do I know? To me, if literally all I have to do is write an address down to potentially make 10, 20, 30, 40, $50,000, guess what? I'm writing the address down. If I'm driving down the street and I look at a house and I get a feeling that's like, I might make money on that house, I'm gonna write the address down. So it's better to have more addresses because there's more opportunity. But again, if a house is like beautiful and nothing's wrong with it, don't write the address down. But if a house needs work of any sort, write the address down. So another house, if you look here to the right, you can see that the house like doesn't have a paint job. The weeds are kind of overgrown. It just looks, again, like it needs work. Guess what? I'm writing down that address. Any opportunity, I'm writing down because I'm trying to make money. It's that simple. If it looks like it needs work, write it down. And again, so you're literally writing the addresses of all these houses on a piece of paper as you're driving around. If you got to bring your girlfriend with you or your buddy with you or whatever you need to do to have someone write down addresses, have them write down the addresses. Me, I drive right, drive right, drive right, drive right. I'm trying to write down as many of these things as possible. Like that white house right there with the little red roof, it doesn't look that bad, right? It looks like a decent little house, but to me, that roof looks really, really old. So again, if it's slightly an opportunity, I'm writing it down. They're gonna get some marketing. I'm gonna see if they wanna sell their house. So that's the gist of driving for dollars. The first step that you need to do is you need to get into the car or pay somebody to get into the car or go on Google Street View or whatever it is. You gotta get out into the field and literally write down addresses of houses that look like they need work. And you write them down on this big piece of paper. If you gotta have 50 pieces of paper, perfect. Write down as many of them as you can see. I've written down thousands of addresses before. So, 5 addresses ain't gonna get the job done. 10 houses, no. 50 houses, no. 100 houses, no. Write down as many as possible. And then once you get that list, you head back to the office and you get to step number 2, which we're going to next. So now that we're back from doing that and we found properties and wrote down the addresses, next thing we have to do is we have to come on and create a spreadsheet for those addresses. And we got to figure out the rest of the information so we can actually market to those people. So like I said, first thing, you go out there, you get the addresses, you drive for dollars, you go to the neighborhoods. The next thing, you come home, you get on the computer. We're going to cut to the computer here. And you start with a spreadsheet and you write down all the addresses. So I've made these before and I've had thousands of addresses here. So write down and go to as many neighborhoods as humanly possible. And then go into here and literally write down the addresses. So every single one, write it down back to back to back to back. If you got to put 1,000 of them in here, just keep going and keep writing. And then once you're done, next thing you need to do is you need to go to the auditor. So you're going to type in your county, whatever county that you're in. You're going to type in your county, county auditor. And then on the county auditor, you need to be able to search by an address. So you need to be able to search and find the property. So you go here, the street number is 577 Basswood. So you go 577 Basswood, you type it in, boom. So now we need 2 things. We need the homeowner's name, which this is Jeffrey Williamson. So we type that in, Jeffrey, Williamson. And then we need the mailing address. So the mailing address is the tax mailing address. So there's no information here. So we're gonna assume that he lives at the house. If there's a different address, then that's the updated mailing address. That means it's like a rental property. He owns the property, but doesn't live there. But we're gonna assume here it's the same mailing address. So that's done. So next thing is you gotta do 3010 Woodway. So you go back, you do 3010 Woodway. Boom, so now you got Philip Fleming. What's his address? Same address, he's got the same address. So we're just gonna copy and paste this one. And now we got 1027 Lavender. So you see how this takes some time, but this is gonna get you in contact with exactly who you wanna get in contact with. So here's one, it's got two names on here. So we just choose one name and send it to them. So we got Joanne Fung. Is that her name? Joanne Yao. Joanne Yao. I don't know what I was thinking. Joanne Yao. And then you see you got 1027 Lavender. But then you go here, you see the owner address. This is the owner's address. So it's 108 1/2 Main Street. 108 1/2 Main Street. McConnellsville, Ohio. McConnellsville, Ohio. 43756. 43756. So you keep doing this until you get through all of your addresses. The other thing that you're going to see here, if you look up an address and it has an owner's name as an LLC, you don't want the LLC's name. So you have to find out who owns the LLC. So for that, most states give you access to this, some don't, but you type in the state of whatever, Ohio, LLC, name search. You type that in, then it goes there, business name search. So whatever the business name, Ohio Properties LLC, whatever the LLC is, you search that and it comes up with the names. So you find the name, Ace Ohio Properties, let's say that's the property owner. You go to show details, and this is the individual that you want to mail to. So you want to mail to Jennifer Massey, at 135 East Huron Street, Jackson, Ohio, 46554. So that's what you would put right here. But one thing you want to be cautious of here, you don't want to mail to attorneys. You can mail there, you just don't want to cold call there, which is the next step in this process. So you don't want to cold call an attorney. So you probably want to take this name and Google it and see if their name comes up as an attorney, or if it says like suite number or office space or anything like that, it's probably an attorney's office. So you probably don't want to take that name down. I would just mail to the LLC. I would mail to the individual. I would not cold call them. So like if this was an attorney, you fill out the info, I'd put this like at the bottom to separate. This is mailing and then this is cold calling, which again, we're going to get to the cold calling section here in a second. But that is how you search these names to find the rest of the list. So again, this is how you drive and you find properties, driving for dollars, and then you come back here and create a spreadsheet. And then this is what you take to the next step. So after you create that spreadsheet, the next thing you need to do is you need to find more information on these individuals. So it's called skip tracing. You want to skip trace them so you can find out their information. So one of the ways to skip trace is truepeoplesearch.com. Now this is free, so it's not always the best data. If you want, 100% more accurate data, there's a link in the description below. It does cost money, but it'll get you in contact with more of the right people. So again, truepeoplesearch.com, which I'm going to cut to the screen here in a second and show you how to do it. Or you can click on the link in the description below and it'll take you to a website that you can search. It's paid, but it'll give you more accurate information. So you take this name, so it's Jeffrey Williamson. So you go to truepeoplesearch.com. Boom. So now you got Jeffrey Williamson, and they are in Columbus, Ohio. Boom, search. See what it pops up. It's got a whole bunch of different Jeffrey Williamsons. So you click this. So this is what I'm saying. When you use the link in the description, again, it's paid, but it gives you the information in a way better format than this. So it saves time. But if you're starting out and you don't have a lot of money, do this. Go here, click view details. See if you can tie the address to this address. Then you know it's right. But if not, you're just going to have to go through this. So now you take these phone numbers. These are potentially that Jeffrey Williamson's phone number. So you put in phone number 1, phone number 2, copy, paste, copy, paste, copy, paste, phone number 3. And you do that for as many phone numbers as they have listed. And then next, you need to see if they have an updated mailing address. So we don't know about the updated mailing address because we don't know if this is even the right Jeffrey Williamson. But again, when you skip trace it on the link in the description, it'll give you the correct updated mailing address if there is one. So like I said, it's more accurate, costs money. Less accurate is free, but it'll get you to where you want to go. So that's what we did here. Now we type in Philip Fleming. So Philip Fleming. Boom, there's a couple of them here. So view details. So here's his name. So that's not the same address. So we don't know if this is the right person or not. So you're going to copy his phone number. You're going to paste it. Again, every phone number they have. Copy, paste, copy, paste, copy, paste. Now you're going to go back and you're going to go to the next person, the next Philip Fleming. Because again, you don't know which one it is. There's no address here. So there's no phone number. So there's obviously nobody to call. But if there were phone numbers, copy, paste, copy, paste, copy, paste, copy, paste, copy, paste. You want to try to get in contact with these people as many times as possible. So last one is Joanne Yao. Joanne Yao. Oh, that's not it. Yao. Well, Joanne Yao. There we go. So there's a bunch of them in here. Again, you click it. This is New York, so we have no idea if this is accurate or not. Copy, paste, copy, paste, copy, paste, copy, paste. So you want to get as many phone numbers as possible on here. And then again, you build out the entire list. So you can see how this is going to start taking a lot of time. You got, 500 addresses. You got to go to the auditor 500 times. Then you got to go to True People Search 500 times. So that link in the description below, it costs money, but it does all this 100% hands off. It'll be done within 24 hours and it doesn't take any of your time. So once you get to that point, check the link in the description. So once doing this, there's then 2 ways you can market to these people. The first way is to send a piece of direct mail to them and say, hey, I was in the neighborhood. I wanted to see if you wanted to sell your property in 123 East Main Street. It'll be a full cash offer. Please call me back at 111-111-11111. whatever it is. Try and get in contact with them through direct mail. The other way to get in contact with them, like we just did, we just got their phone numbers. So the other way is to pick up the phone and cold call them and call and say, hey, Mr. Joanne, you know, this is Austin. How are you? Oh, I'm good. Well, I was actually in the neighborhood and I was just reaching out to see if you were interested in selling your property on 123 East Main Street. So if they say yes, now that's a hot lead. Now you got to get more information. So I'm going to link in the description below another YouTube video that I did that talks about having conversations and negotiating with sellers so that you'll be better on the phone. So don't go to that video right now. Finish this video. I'm going to link all these things in the description so you can be able to watch it video by video by video by video to learn exactly how to do it. But you want to call them, ask if they want to sell. If they say yes, then you got to negotiate with them. Then once you're on the phone with them, you've talked to them, you've came up with the price, you came up with an ARV, you got to evaluate the property over the phone. So pooling comps and evaluating properties is a whole different thing. Again, I'm going to drop a link in the description that takes you to another video of mine that breaks down exactly how to pool comps and how to come up with offers. So watch that video after you're done watching this video. Watch, again, step by step by step, so you can be able to come up and make correct offers to sellers. Then if you're wholesaling this property, let's say you call them, you drive for dollars, you skip trace them, you call them, they want to sell, you make an offer, they accept, you put it under contract. Perfect. Now you need to go out and find a buyer to be able to wholesale that property to the buyer. So let's say you put it in contract for 50 grand. Now you want to go out and find a buyer for 60 grand. Great, Austin. How do I find buyers? Great question. I got a video for that as well. I'm going to link that in the description. Again, finish this video and watch each video step by step by step. But it breaks down exactly how and where to find buyers and how to have those conversations to buyers to get them to agree to buy the property for more money so you can get paid. And then last, but certainly not least, let's say you have it for 50, you send it to a buyer at 60, they say, yes, I'm interested. You have to assign your contract to them for $60,000 and you have to collect a non-refundable earnest money deposit. What does this mean? So let's say you sign the agreement for $60,000, but they don't put up a non-refundable earnest money deposit. You go to the day of closing and they back out of the deal. They say, oh, never mind, I don't want to buy. Your seller still thinks they're selling to you. Now you look like a crazy person because you're not able to close on the property because you were never closing on it in the first place because you had the buyer that was going to close on it. The day of close, I've been there before. I've learned this the hard way. Day of closing, buyer's like, never mind. Then you don't have anything to do. You don't have any options. So you want to collect a non-refundable earnest money deposit of $1,000, $2,000, $3,000, $4,000, $5,000 when you come to the agreement with the buyer. You have it for 50, you assign it for 60. Perfect. Sign the assignment agreement and then collect a $2,500 non-refundable earnest money deposit. So, when they get to closing 10 days later, if they're like, never mind, I don't want to close, you have $2,500 of a non-refundable earnest money deposit that the buyer probably doesn't want to walk away from. So they're probably going to buy the house. And if they don't, you keep that money and then you can pay the seller, for wasting their time, maybe keep a little bit of the money for yourself. And it's a win-win. You have to get the non-refundable earnest money deposit so people don't back out on you last minute. Then finally, it's closing day. It's payday, baby. This is the best day in the world, but never count your money before it's in your bank account. Things can happen the night before closing, the day of closing. Things can happen all the time. So you got to follow all these steps. Again, I'm linking all the videos in the description below so you can literally go step by step by step by step, exactly the process on getting your first deal. But get out there, go driving for dollars, implement the next steps so you can get your first deal and you can get paid as quickly as possible. When you get that first deal, make sure you come back here, comment below, let me know how you did it. Let me know how much money you made. Now, comment below, let me know the biggest takeaway that you learned. And while you're down there, please hit that like button. YouTube loves the algorithm of the like button, trying to get this video to go crazy so we can get this content out to many more people. So hit that like button for me, please. Again, people pay thousands and sometimes tens of thousands of dollars for information just like this. So make sure you check that out. As always, I so much appreciate you being here and we'll see you on the next one. Peace. What's up, everyone? It's Austin Rutherford here. And I just personally want to say thank you for taking the time to watch my YouTube channel where we talk business, finance, real estate, and how to elevate your life. On this channel, you'll find everything from mindset to marketing to wholesaling to sales and negotiation to flipping houses to raising private money to rentals to Airbnbs, everything you need to run your own business, you can find on this channel, so make sure you take a look at it. But if you're one of those people who want to work directly with me and build your own real estate company, make sure you check out thereblueprint.com. thereblueprint.com. What this is it's a training and a duplicate of my business. Every way in my business where we make money right now, you get everything. It's from wholesaling to marketing to raising private money to renovating houses, to flipping houses, to buying rental properties, and the mindset that allows you to do all those things. An in-depth look at everything inside of my business. And on top of that, you get all the documents that go along with it. You get all the scripts, you get all the templates, you get all the Excel spreadsheets, you get all the contracts, you get all the credibility packets. You get literally everything you need to run your own real estate company. And on top of all that, you get live coaching calls with me. So don't miss out on it. Make sure you check out thereblueprint.com. And again, if you have any suggestions on YouTube content, YouTube videos that you want to hear more about, make sure you drop a comment in the description below. If you have something, let me know so we can get that content out to you as quickly as possible. Again, as always, thank you so much for being here. I appreciate all the likes, the comments, the subscriptions, everything. Hope to see you on the next video. Peace.